took Physics 11 as a class, I honestly found it very interesting. I liked being given a list of equations, learning them, and then putting them to use in a test situation. However, the examples were typically limited to like a ball rolling down a hill or a falling mass. Since joining the STEM program, I've been able to apply these formulas and laws of physics to real-world applications. I would say that my two favorite projects that I've completed while being in the STEM program have been the Smart Rocket, which we did last year, and the Stair Climbing Robot. The Smart Rocket taught us the basics of projectile motion as well as introduced us to air resistance and drag. And the Stair Climbing Robot introduced us to stability and center of mass. And if I'm being completely honest, the challenge aspect to both of these projects and the desire to have them succeed made the learning process a lot more interesting and manageable. Being in the STEM program and using project-based learning has definitely given me a whole new perspective. I've been able to actually take action on my education and put to use the information that I am taking in. I have been challenged and challenged myself in so many ways. For example, I think that my biggest takeaway from the STEM program has been effectively communicating my results. So I was actually looking at the old physics self-evaluation to help me make this video, and looking back, I can see how over these past 2 years I've been introduced to so many different exciting formats of showcasing my knowledge. Whether it be videos like this one here, or written reports or exams, podcasts, or stuff really out of my comfort zone like the Temp Talks presentation, the STEM program has introduced me to all these different formats in ways that a normal classroom doesn't. So this year was quite different for me in the way of math. I spent the first few months of the school year doing Calculus 12 online, which was a bit stressful, kind of doing it all in a few months, and then I switched over to studying and preparing for the AP Calculus exam. So although this year was quite challenging for me in the amount of work and the time constraints, I finished the year still really loving math. Math has always been one of my favorite subjects, as although many problems have similarities and we can categorize questions, it seems like there are an infinite number of problems to solve and they can all be looked at with a different approach. In the previous year, we were doing Fermat exams once a week, which I personally really liked because, as I'm assuming with most people, I learn better by doing rather than just taking in information and trying to spit it back out. And I really liked those tests as they're more focused on problem solving. As I mentioned earlier, I felt like the STEM program really helped me in communicating my results, and that was also prevalent in math. The Fermat videos were probably one of my favorite things to do, as I always wanted to be a teacher when I was younger, and these videos were a really good way of showing that you understand how to solve a problem, breaking it down, starting simple. Although we did do some math separately, I did the calculus, we did Fermat exams, math is also incorporated into all of our projects, which I think sometimes we overlook, but it's always there when we're manipulating equations, doing diagrams, researching answers to problems. Math is still prevalent in all of our projects that we do. Alright, so overall, these last 2 years have been incredibly inspiring and challenging. Going into high school, I would have never believed that I would be interested in anything to do with STEM. And now after these last 2 years in the STEM program, I'm walking away with a whole new skill set and problem-solving skills. By incorporating physics and math into project-based learning, I've been able to dive deeper into certain topics that I would have previously overlooked, as well as get a hands-on approach to different problems.